China has become the world's largest auto exporter.
Chinese automakers are going to come here eventually.
The origins of Trump's trade policies.
I want to beat China in electronics production.
How China has emerged as a major player in the EV market, with companies like BYD giving Tesla a tough time, and why Mexico has become a key partner for China. Let's see how this trade war reshapes the economies of these three countries and what it might mean for the future. In 2018, Donald Trump started a trade war with China due to the U.S. trade deficit with China. His administration slapped $50 billion worth of tariffs on Chinese goods, aiming to shrink the trade deficit and protect American industries.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
The tariffs hit everything from electronics to steel, and China also imposed back with tariffs of its own.
Chinese would love to access the U.S. market because there are profits to be made in the U.S. market.
This back and forth shook up global supply chains and took a toll on industries like agriculture and tech. But this wasn't just a U.S.-China standoff. Mexico, as a key U.S. trading partner and an emerging manufacturing powerhouse, found itself right in the middle of this war. Ironically, while Trump's policies were meant to pressure China,
To me, the most beautiful word in the dictionary is tariff.
it provided the opportunities for Mexico to grow its industrial power. Companies looking to dodge the tariffs started moving their factories south of the border, boosting Mexico's role in global trade.
Getting in directly to the United States market is tricky because of the tariffs and other obstacles. And so I think many of these Chinese automakers look at Mexico as a backdoor in the United States of America.
Meanwhile, China was quietly accelerating the revolution in electric vehicles, EVs. Backed by massive government subsidies, the EV industry took off, driving innovation and making electric cars more accessible. Today, China accounts for over half of all EV sales worldwide and became the biggest battery manufacturers in the world. Leading the way is BYD, short for Build Your Dreams. What started as a small battery company has transformed into Tesla's biggest rival in the EV market, producing high-quality EVs at a very affordable price. With a strong grip on its home market and an ambitious push in global markets, BYD has become a major force, overtaking Tesla in sales in recent years.
Trust me. Go to Australia, to Mexico, to Brazil, to Israel, to South Africa. You're going to see Chinese cars all over the place.
How did BYD pull this off? Two words: scale and strategy.
China is the largest auto producer in the world. 1 in 3 cars is built there. In fact, it has become so productive, its own market can't absorb the inventory.
While Tesla is all about high-performance luxury EVs, BYD takes a different approach, producing vehicles across a wider price range that cater to middle-class buyers. On top of that, they tap into China's strong battery supply chain, keeping costs impressively low. Tesla is still a heavyweight, no doubt, but it's running into hurdles in China. BYD's localized game plan gives it a clear advantage. Add in the growing influence of China in the global EV market, and it's obvious. BYD isn't just catching up to Tesla, it's redefining the race. China's ambitions go far beyond dominating the EV market. The trade war highlights the risk of depending too heavily on U.S. markets, pushing Beijing to look for new economic partnerships. That's where Mexico comes in. With its proximity to the U.S. border and trade agreements like the USMCA, Mexico has become an appealing manufacturing hub for Chinese companies.
Chinese automakers are becoming more international. So Mexico fits in this broader story of Chinese companies trying to access new markets.
By investing in Mexico's infrastructure and industries, China is securing a base in North America and dodging some of the strings from U.S. tariffs. Take the automotive and electronics sector, for example. Chinese firms have increased operations in Mexico, creating jobs and boosting local economies. This savvy move not only helps China work around U.S. trade restrictions, but also cements its spot as a growing powerhouse in the Americas. So, what's been the fallout of Trump's trade war between China and Mexico? For China, the tariffs hit hard initially, slowing exports and economic growth. But China adapted, doubling down on self-reliance and ramping up innovation, especially in cutting-edge sectors like EVs. Mexico's story is more of a mixed bag. On the one hand, the trade war brought Chinese companies to move production closer to the U.S., but that didn't go unnoticed. Now, Trump is threatening to slap a 100% tariff on cars made in Mexico.
China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. Those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars.
But on the flip side, Mexico felt the squeeze, especially with tariffs on steel and agricultural exports. In the end, the trade war shook up global supply chains, creating both difficulties and opportunities for both countries. The relationship between the US, China, and Mexico will keep shifting. Will Trump stick to protectionist policies, or this time will he try to rebuild economic bridges? I guess we all know the answer to that, as Elon Musk allied with Trump during the 2024 campaign. It's clear that Trump is going after China, especially in the EV market. China isn't slowing down on its EV push anytime soon. With companies like BYD leading the way, it's poised to reshape global markets.
The biggest car brand you've never heard of.
Meanwhile, Mexico's importance is only growing as it balances being a U.S. ally with welcoming Chinese investment. One thing's for sure, the trade war might be over, but its ripple effects are still unfolding. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on global economics and geopolitics. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.